been a while since I did this kind of style video, but let's do this. 3, 2, 1, action. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Chris Time, and today we're gonna be doing a long-term review of my 2024 11th gen Honda Civic hatchback EXL. This model is the 1.5 turbo. Let's go. I feel like during this time of the year, it's always busy for me because every year there's always something going on. In 2020, I traded in my BMW to get the well-known 2021 Honda Civic Sport Hatchback, which started this channel. You guys loved it, and so I kept on continuing making videos. I just want to thank you guys for continuing to support the channel. Then in 2021, July 31st was the exact date, is when we purchased the 2021 Honda Civic Type R, the FK8. In 2022, around October time, I was gonna trade in the FK7 for a truck, but that, you guys already made a video. You guys probably already know what happened there. I didn't like the truck, even though they said it was like brand new. We declined the transaction. And then we ended up selling the car to Carvana anyways. So yeah, that was around October time. 2023, again in October time, we purchased this 2024 Honda Civic hatchback EXL. Anyways, now in 2024, something big is also happening. I'm in the process of doing something which I don't know, I can't say if it's a good thing, but yeah, something is happening this year, 2024. But anyways, this video is a long-term review of this 2024 Honda Civic hatchback EXL. Before we continue, I want to talk about our sponsor of today's video, and today's sponsor is... This is the Locathor JP400. It's a cool little product that you should have in your car at all times, especially during this time of the year. It is a mini battery, jump starter, air compressor, flashlight, and a portable power bank. Out of the box, you'll get the instruction manual, product, air hose with attachments, jumper cables, charging cable, and a bag. What sets this product apart from other jump starters is that it is nice and compact, around 30% smaller than other products like this. It has a peak power of 2500 amps, which will easily jumpstart 12-volt vehicles up to 8.5 liter gas engine or 6.5 liter diesel engine in seconds, even in extreme temperatures, from -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. This product also has a boost function, which detects battery voltage and helps you start fully drained batteries. It also has a bunch of safety features like spark protection, reverse charging protection, overcharge protection, overcurrent protection, short circuit, reverse polarity, low and high temperature protection. This device can also inflate tires in minutes, and with the included attachments, it will be able to pump other things like balls. There's also a flashlight for night usage and a nice colorful display. And since the holidays are coming up, this will be a perfect gift for car guys and gals. So if you want this product, I'll be linking it down below in my description. Thank you, Locathor, for sponsoring this video. Back to the video. Because I feel like we've had this car long enough, and I can tell you some things that I don't like, some things that I like about this car. So far, we've done a list of mods to this car, which would be the front lip, wheels, blacked out door handles. We also have window visors, rear duckbill, and then we also have an exhaust and a rear diffuser. We've only started modding this car out just recently. Obviously, more mods to come in the future, so if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I usually post everything that I modify on this car on the channel, so make sure you subscribe for more videos of the 2024 hatchback. We've driven about 14,000 miles on this car, and right now this car is averaging 29.4 miles per gallon, which is low considering the fact that this car is supposed to be an economical, I can't even say it. This car is supposed to be an economical car. Economical? Did I say it right? The brochure says it's supposed to be getting at least 32 miles per gallon in the city and up to 40 miles on the highway. For those of you who own an 11th gen with a 1.5 turbo, what kind of gas mileage are you getting? Because I feel like it's low because Honda is advertising a much higher miles per gallon. 87 works fine on this car. In fact, that's the minimum that this car takes. I suggest putting 91 because of the turbo. This car has 180 horsepower, basically the same engine that you find on the last gen's 1.5 liter turbo. It has like a similar layout. We have the engine there, intake there, but there's a lot more space to work on the car. They could have shortened this by at least a foot, maybe half a foot. But if they did, then you're not going to get all this space to work on this car, and the front end's not going to be as long. Like, as you can see, I can fit my whole arm. This is all stock right here, so take a good look because we will be modifying this. I absolutely cannot wait to put an intake in, of course, because we have to have that whooshing noise. Apparently this is your coolant. It feels like a milk jug. Why does it feel like this? Literally a milk jug for a coolant tank. 0 to 60, I believe, is around 7 seconds, 6.8, just like the FK7. So about the same, like I said, same engine. It weighs slightly heavier at 3,100 pounds. One of the things that I don't like about this car, stock, the design, I thought it was bland. I thought it was it just looked like every other car out there. Once modified, this car looks really good. Like, I like the looks of this car. I think this car so far, from what I've done to it, is the best looking 11th gen Civic out there. Non-Type R, non-SI, but like the 11th gen hatchback. Another thing that I don't like about this car is no fog lights. Like, you're getting the EXL version, which is the trim below the Sport Touring, which is the top tier trim, but they don't give you any fog lights, which is a shame, but you know, that could be changed. Obviously, there's a lot of modifications out there. I can install fog lights in the future. So the only way to find out that the car it has warmed up is by, if that blue light right there disappears, then I guess that means that the car has warmed up sufficiently. So yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about this vehicle, having no temperature. It does have a fuel gauge though, but no temperature. So going in the interior, you get that 7-inch infotainment screen. Not only that, but you do get this half digital gauge cluster, which I think that they should have put in the full digital one, since again, you know, this is the step below the top trim. So Honda cheaped out on that. Another thing that I don't like about this car is that the engine has the auto start feature, and every time you get in the car, you either have to press this button or just shift it to sport mode. Once it's in sport mode, it's not going to do that stupid auto engine start stop thing. I really do wish that there was a permanent setting button here that Honda should include on their settings, to just have it completely switched off, because it is annoying, especially if you're at a stoplight, the light turns green, you have to wait like half a second for the car to start back up. Light turns green, right? Let's see the delay. Yeah, see? Half a second delay when you press on the gas, and it's just ridiculous. It's also very dangerous because you're trying to get out of a sticky situation. Every second count, and that half a second could mean life or death when it comes to escaping a really terrible situation. Like if you're trying to avoid traffic, or if there's like a train or a truck going in your path and you're at a complete stop, the engine turns off. You then have to press on the gas, wait at least half a second for it to turn on, and then it'll go. So I don't like this feature. So the thing I like about this car is that it handles great. Honda's always known for their handling, and I'm actually impressed at how well the steering feels on this car, because it does feel very responsive. You'd be traveling at a high rate of speed and there'll be a curve on the road, and it handles it real well. There's obviously more mods that you can put, like a strut bar. I love the way that the steering wheel looks. It's a fully leather steering wheel and the buttons are responsive. However, when I first got the car, I wasn't really too used to having volume buttons like this. I feel like the volume should have been controlled by the scrolly wheel, but yeah, over time I got used to it. It's just coming from the 10th gen to the 11th gen, that is a big change, because the volume buttons on the 10th gen were actual buttons, whereas here it's basically just a switch. This car has been super reliable so far, 14,000 miles, never had an issue. Obviously, it's a brand new car. Of course, it's gonna give me no issues. Maintenance-wise, it's very easy. It's just like the 10th gens. Everything is basically, you know, pretty basic standard stuff. If you haven't already, I made a video of how I changed my oil on the 11th gen. Super easy, just like the 10th gen. Honda's always known for their reliability, and this car is no different. There's no mods on this car yet except for the exhaust and lowering the car. I guess you'd call it a performance mod. Cabin's a little noisy. I'm not sure if it's the tires that I'm using, but even with the stock wheels, there's no manual mode on the EXL. If you wanted the manual mode with the 1.5 engine, you're gonna have to go with the Sport Touring. But for the EXL, since you have that more powerful engine, I would have loved to see a manual mode on this car, but unfortunately there's not, unless you buy an actual manual transmission car. This being my wife's car, it is the daily, so we had to get an automatic since she doesn't really know how to drive stick and she prefers not to drive stick. So we went ahead, got the CVT model, but overall, love the interior. Now, I did put a little pillow back here for neck support, and it is very comfortable. I highly recommend it. I cannot drive in this car without it. The seats are very comfortable. They're fully heated seats in the front, so the passenger and the driver's seat is heated. 3 levels of heat, which is really nice. The driver's seat is the only one that is electric, while the passenger seat is fully manual. This right here is okay. It's like a textured cup holder thing, but you know, it's fine. It's not gonna get scratched. However, this part right here already has scratches, so I recommend if you get this car, you should put like a plastic screen protector or something, some sort of protector here. I also like this sunroof up here, so you can either crack it open or just fully open it like that. It has the full Honda sensing except for the parking sensors. You get the adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. However, it is wired, but there is some alternatives. You can just plug something in to make it a wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto experience, which is pretty easy. Sometimes the infotainment screen is unresponsive. Like, see, it's not doing anything. It literally just froze on me. So, okay, so now it's working. Yeah, for some reason, the touchscreen wasn't working, so it took me a couple times. So that's one of the things that I'm having issues with in this car. It's just buggy, like the touch wasn't working earlier. And look at this, listen to this. And the speakers on this car, I would give it a 8 out of 10. It's a lot better than the 10th gen speaker. It's not the Bose sound system that they have on this touring model. The rear seats, however, it's a little too boring. Like I said, they could have put vents over there or some sort of charging port. This car being a hatchback, it's going to be spacious. You can fold the rear seats down. You can fit a whole bunch of stuff, just like on the 10th gen. This is what happens when you let your wife go shopping by herself. I also love how everything is now LED in the interior of the car except for the rear trunk light, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Honda decided to put a non-LED light in the rear, but again, that's one of the first things I did to this car. I put in an LED light, and that light is from LASFIT. And then I also have some floor mats on this car, also from LASFIT. So another thing that I noticed about this car is the interior lighting. So these two LEDs, they shine a bright white light. So it's bright enough to see all the little stuff that you have here. Slight change of scenery here. I am, of course, in the Type R at the moment, but I forgot to include some of the things on my long-term review, such as the remote start being freaking awesome. That is a life changer. I used to have it on the FK7. I love it, especially at the end of my workday. So by the time I walk to the car, it's already warmed up, so I can just hop in and just leave without having to wait at least 30 seconds for the engine to warm up. The Honda Civic has a very long history of being a reliable and fuel-efficient car, and the 11th gen continues this tradition. It is a great car for all ages, whether you get the 2.0 non-turbo, the 1.5 turbo, or even the Type R. You know you're getting your money's worth because these cars always hold its value and they will last forever with proper maintenance. Overall, the 11th Gen Civic is an excellent all-around car that's both practical and fun to drive. I highly recommend this platform for anyone who wants to modify their car or make it their own because of the strong aftermarket support. Anyways, this is my long-term review of my Honda Civic EXL. Let me know what you guys think of this video, or if you're planning on purchasing this car, whether if it's used or I'm not sure if they're making this new anymore, but yeah, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos of my 11th gen, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. This is Chris Time, and peace out.